Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of Developers and Coders Club NIT Agartala. So in this video we will be solving the problem C. Polycarp recovers the permutation from Code Forces round 756 diff 3. So let us have a look at the problem statement. Polycarp wrote on a whiteboard an array P of length n, which is a permutation of numbers from 1 to n. In other words, in P, each number from 1 to n occurs exactly once. So Polycarp has basically prepared a permutation of the numbers from 1 to n, which is of length n, that is every element from 1 to n appears exactly once. So he also prepared a resulting array A, which is initially empty, that is it has a length of 0. After that he did exactly n steps. Each step looked like this. Look at the leftmost and rightmost elements of P and pick the smaller of the two. If you pick the leftmost element of P, append it to the left of A. Otherwise, if you pick the rightmost element of P, append it to the right of A. And then the picked element is erased from P. Note that on the last step, P has a length of 1 and its minimum element is both leftmost and rightmost. In this case, Polycarp can choose what role the minimum element plays. In other words, this element can be added to A both on the left and on the right. That is at the discretion of Polycarp. Let's look at an example. Let n equals 4 and P equals 3, 1, 4, 2. And initially A is empty. Then the first step, he will compare the leftmost and rightmost elements. That is, he will compare 3 and he will compare 2 and 3. So 2 is the minimum element. So he will pop the element 2 and append it to the leftmost part of A. So A is initially empty. Now A will have one element, which is 2. And the second step, the array is 3, 1, 4. So he will pop 3, that is because 3 is the minimum of 3 and 4, and he will append it to the right of A, since 3 is he will append it to the left of A because 3 is removed from the left, that is 3 is the leftmost element. So now the array becomes 1, 4, and between 1 and 4, 1 is the smaller one, so he will pop it and he will add it to the left of A again. So the A becomes 1, 3, 2 and P becomes 4. Now P is only left with one element, that is 4, and so he can append it either to the left or to the right. So the A can become 1, 3, 2, 4, or A can also become 4, 1, 3, 2, depending upon Polycarp's discretion. So thus a possible value of A after n steps could be A equals 1, 3, 2, 4. So it can also be 4, 1, 3, 2. It's is totally up to him. You are given the final value of the resulting array A. So we are given with this array, that is the A. Find any possible initial value for P that can result the given A, or determine that there is no solution. Okay, so we will have to check if there is any solution or not, and if there is a solution, we have to find any possible initial value of P. So we can find the value of P we have started with. There may be many solutions for that too. That is more than one solution for P. So we have to find only one possible initial value of P. Now let's take a look at the input. The first line will contain an integer t, which is the number of test cases, and each test case will contain two lines. First, the integer n, number that is the length of the array, and the second line will contain n integers from ranging from 1 to n, which is the elements of the array A. So A will be given to us, and we have to predict the initial value of P. Okay, and all the elements of array A are distinct numbers, which is obvious. It is guaranteed that the sum of the values n over all test cases does not exceed 20 to the power 5. Okay, so in the output we will have to print t lines, and in each line we have to print the permutation P. Okay, and if there is no solution, then we will print -1. Okay, then let's have a look at the first test case here. N equals 4 and A equals 1, 3, 2, 4. Okay, so n equals 4 and A equals 1, 3, 2, 4. So what to do now? Right, so we have to guess the initial value of P. So one observation that we can make here is, so in each step we are comparing the leftmost and rightmost elements of P, and we are picking the smaller one. So from here itself it is evident that the value n, which is the largest value in the array, will be present at the last step. For example, if p equals say 3 1 2 4, so 4 will always come at the last step, because we will first compare 3 and 4, we will pop 3, we will compare 1 and 4, we will pop 1, we will compare 2 and 4, we will pop 2. So no other element in the array is greater than the value of n, that is 4. So we can always be sure that the last value of p, that is in the last step, p will have the value 4. So the value of n must have been appended at the leftmost or the rightmost part of a, because it's given in the question that the last element, it is up to Polycarp where he wants to append it. So it must be present at the 0th index or at the n minus 1th index. And if we do not find the value of n at the 0th or the n minus 1th index, then we can tell that no such permutation is possible. Right. So this is the case for case where we'll have to print -1. And apart from that, so we can say that the last value of p must have been 4, and we will now have to observe from where the value of a can be deduced. So what can be the value of p, so that we can deduce at last the value of a. So in a, 1 is the first element, so 1 must be present at the last of a, last of p, so that it is popped first, because we can compare 4 and 1, and then we can add 1 to a. And similarly 3 must be present at the second last index of p, so that we will then compare. For example, if it is 4 2 3 1, so first we will compare 1 and 4. So 1 is the smaller one, we will add 1, then 1 is deleted. Now 3 and 4, 3 is the smaller one, we will pop 3 and append it to a, and then 3 is popped. And similarly 2 is added to a from the right hand side, and then 2 is popped, and and last we will be remaining with 4. Similarly, if we take the other case, that is we are adding from the leftmost side, so in that case as well, if we take say 2 3 1 and 4, so in this case, so first we will be comparing 2 and 4. So we will be having a equals say a equals 2, and then 2 is popped. Okay, then we will compare 3 and 4. So we will pop 3 and add it to the left. Okay, we will pop 3, and then we will compare 1 and 4. So we will pop 1 and add it to the left of a, so 1, and then the 4 we are left with the choice of 4, so we can add it anywhere from the, that is leftmost side as well as rightmost side. So what we can see here is that we will have to take the reverse order of the rest of the array. For example, if p equals 4, and then we take the reverse of it, the rest of the array, that is 2 3 1 2 3 1, so we will automatically get the order, right? If we pop it from the right hand side, we'll keep on getting the elements one by one. Say first 1, and then we'll compare 3 and 4, because 3 is always less than 4, that is all the elements will be less than 4, so we can be sure that this element will be popped from the right hand side and then appended to a. So if we take the reverse order, we will be surely getting this. And also in the leftmost, in the other case where we are appending from the leftmost side, we can if we take the reverse order, that is p equals say p equals 2 3 1 and then 4, so we can always be sure that 2 will be popped first, because 2 will always be less than 4, so 2 will be popped and it will be placed here. 3 will be popped, 3 will be placed at the right, at the left of 2, and so on. So now I think we can move to the coding part. So we are given t test cases. So here we will define t and take t as input. For each test case we will have to iterate and in each test case we are given two things, and that is the number of elements n we will take as input, and then we will define an array a which will be of length n, and then for, each array element we will take as input, and that's an n I plus plus and c in array of I. Okay. So what will be our condition for not finding a solution? So if we see that neither the leftmost element of A nor the rightmost element of A is equal to n, that is the largest element must lie at the rightmost or the leftmost part. So if we see not A of 0 equals n, or A of n minus 1, that is the rightmost element, equals n, then we can simply see out minus 1 handle, and we can continue to the next test case. Okay, otherwise we can be sure that we have a solution now. So if the first element is equal to n, that is the largest element has been appended at the leftmost side. So if the first element is equal to n, then we will print the rest of the elements. That is, for example, if A is given as, say, A equals 4 1 3 2, then the first element is we have to print the first element, and we will print the rest of the elements in reverse order. So we will first print C out A of 0 and the space, and then we will iterate from int I equals n minus 1 to the first index, not the 0th index, because 0th index always be has already been printed. So I greater than equals 1 I minus minus, and for this we will see out A of I and after printing all the elements we will change the line handle. Okay, and we will for the second case, that is the value n is present at the rightmost index, else we will do the same thing, but now we will first print A of n minus 1, and now we will print from n minus 2 to index 0, that is the we will first print 4, and then from n minus 2 index, that is from 2 to 1, we will print the print in reverse order, and that's it. So we can run the test cases now. Okay, build. So what's the problem here? If A of 0 equals n, and now what's the problem here? Okay, bracket 4231 1 minus 1 312. Okay, let's submit it. Problem C. Let's see, refreshing. Okay, so our problem has been accepted. So this was the solution for problem C of Codeforces round 756. Thank you very much.